Well, I was sitting here drinking about it, thinking about, they use this pay-to-play scheme on me. Yeah, it's all in my videos about, taking out Dan Patrick and everything. And in the trauma-based mind control, which is the MK Ultra puppet leader program or whatever that is, the AI takeover, merging people with AI without their knowledge or consent. The butterfly stroke, where your face melts off their Kimberly Guilfoyle on Fox News. Kind of odd that you had mentioned that was about to happen to me about 24 hours before it happened to me. I had to go to the hospital. And that was when y'all linked me up to the media Borg. And what it is a demonic puppet leader program. And I'm sitting here thinking, basically y'all destroyed my life. I had the perfect life on the bio where I owned everything. I earned everything there, right? It was like I took pride in what I had on the bio. I went to the Army when I was 17. And, I did really well with my life. I put myself through college on the GI Bill and things like that. And, I've always had some leadership qualities and stuff. I don't know why y'all selected me to be the puppet leader program, other than what it is if you look at the other leaders in both parties, they had to probably go through the same thing that I did or something similar, maybe. I don't know. Maybe this is the new program. This is the new technocrat program where you trauma-based mind control people into being your new puppet leader bitch or something. Well, I got to thinking about it. It's tyrannical, right? To hack somebody's mind and torture them to do your will. I mean, that's illegal, right? I don't know if y'all are aware of that, but hacking people's minds is illegal, especially when you torture them. Torturing people is illegal. Hacking people's minds and completely replacing their brain with a computer, which is what you did to Charles Sideropoulos, is murder. Okay. Legislators. Anybody in the intel community, anybody in the military, any of you worldwide, World Health Organization, United Nations, China, Russia, I don't give a fuck who you are. When you hack somebody's mind and kill them so that you can walk them around like a fucking puppet, that's murder. And when you do it on a massive scale, that's genocide. And any fucking court in the world that gets the facts after several witnesses, targeted individuals all around the country, line up to testify on the stand, and they already have all over social media, and other government agency like USOC who's innocent. They didn't use technology on anybody. No, they just went and fought in your fucking pointless wars. And now they're informed as to how you were hacking people's minds with nanotechnology, satellites, and things of that nature. Basically murdering them and using them as political avatars. Just like President Trump. Just like Attorney General Barr. Just like Bannon, who got Trump elected. Just like Pelosi. Just like Schumer. Okay? They're all political avatars. They were all hacked. Now, whether or not they were traumatized and tortured into supposedly you're supposed to turn, which they probably did. And they probably didn't realize these were government programs that were using electromagnetic technology to fry your fucking brain and make you a puppet leader. They probably actually convinced them that this technology's God, is what I expect, is what happened, because they didn't. See, here's the thing, or aliens, right? That's the thing, right? Buck and Adeline out in that field. You can't convince an alien that an alien's attacking him, right? See, that's where the technology that I had that used to make my lips swell up when I ate cinnamon kicks in. To let me know that this is all bullshit. You're fucking torturing me with your government electromagnetic technology and artificial intelligence to trauma-based mind control me into being whatever it is you want me to be, a sex slave, a puppet leader. Basically, a suicide victim, like 22 veterans a day, is one of the things they do every day because the FBI labeled them as extremist. 22 veterans a day are committing suicide. 22. That's in the hundreds. That's almost 1 million veterans have committed suicide, who all went and fought in pointless wars. That is purging patriotism. That's what you're doing. That is the FBI's Operation Vigilant Eagle classifies these people as extremists so that they can purge them within the system that uses mind control, electromagnetic technology to mind control them into suicide. That's literally what's going on in America. Okay. Now, what I wanted to get at is if you want me to be a leader, you could have picked up the phone and called me, because obviously somebody's seen some potential here, because it was a trap, by the way. Operation Bait and Tackle. So y'all finally came to somebody's house that isn't a fucking bitch, right? And I seen it coming. I knew what was coming. I knew what was about to happen. Because we planned this. We planned to catch you. We planned to set you up. That was the deal. That was the hook, right? So that I could capture the process of what it takes to put one of these people into office and give it to people in the Army who aren't aware of exactly what's going on. And they captured all of this data, and they know the entire ordeal that politicians have to go through so that they can become a puppet slave in Washington. But what I wanted to let you know is they'll put it into your mind, these subliminal messages like, we're trying to make you a better leader and things like that. I'm right now, as it stands today, I'm still the same leader I would have been 4 years ago, if you'd have just picked up the phone and said, hey, we want you to be a leader, right? And if you'd have convinced me that that's what you, because I had the perfect life on the bio, I'd have been like, why do I want to leave my perfect life to go be a fucking leader? I mean, y'all can't handle this? Why are you calling me? You know, why are you calling the guy down on the bio that's minding his own fucking business, has a dog and a boat lift he just built and a dock that he fishes off of every night? Why are you harassing him to be a leader? You know, I mean, you don't have somebody else you can call up or what? I mean, no, that wasn't the deal. They actually wanted to traumatize me to be another dumbass like they have in Washington. But it didn't work because I'm not a dumbass. And I've actually got, like, Will Smith, willpower, like all the movies with Will Smith, like the Wild Wild West where he has the electromagnetic collar around his fucking neck. It basically spells everything that I'm talking about out, right? So I want to let you know the only thing that's changed since 3 years ago is I've learned exactly what's going on. You've got different kinds of people in this world. You've got the Borg, which is a murdered avatar, which is basically the entire Democratic Party, who believes everything the media says, okay? And don't get me wrong, the Republicans are hacked too. Everybody's hacked, okay? And it's a two-party system designed with mind control to divide and conquer. Now, there's a lot of people who aren't entirely hacked, and those are your normal people. But your batshit crazy people or super hacks, like the movie Rampage. Watch that movie. It expels everything out with George Floyd, how you get a whole fucking city burned down after you choke out a planned that George Floyd, the anagram's Edge of Glory, okay, to the T. It's perfect. George Floyd, Edge of Glory. The name of the ape in Rampage his name was George, right? It was all predictive, programmed out in an illegal technocracy. But the main point that I wanted to make with this video is nothing's changed with my leadership qualities since you tortured me for fucking 2 years for absolutely no reason other than make me a puppet slave after you used the pay-to-play scheme to set up Dan Patrick by giving me his old phone number and I was married to a Russian so that you could collect his metadata. And then after I took him out, I'm supposed to be the new Clinton, right? No, there's a big difference between Clinton and me, okay? See, 3 years ago, I would have been an actual leader like I'd be right now. There's only one thing that's changed, is I've learned the difference between a human and one of these fucking avatar robots, okay? I've learned that there's legislators out there who are in the know that they're using technology to hack people's minds and murdering them, like Charles Sideropoulos on Facebook in Alvin, Texas. Look him up. He got murdered. What was his only crime? He's a white redneck Christian conservative. That was his crime. Yeah, he's dead. They killed him. He's not there anymore. They use this electromagnetic technology to murder him. That's big tech. That's the technocracy. That's Tim Cook. That's the CIA. That's the NSA. That's all of these assholes who think they have the right to hack our minds and turn us into slaves using highly sophisticated technology. Now that I know all of that, I know the difference between a human. It's like the zombie apocalypse. You ever seen the zombie movies where they're just shooting the zombies, right? They're just killing the zombies, but you can show that at like PG-13 now, right? Because it's a zombie, it's not a human. Yeah, that's exactly why they use those videos, because that's what they're getting ready for. They're going to fucking tell you, hey, you got a whole, all these people that are Black Lives Matter and Antifa, they're all zombies. They're not humans. Just go out there and kill them. And now they're programmed after watching those zombie apocalypse movies, then they'll just go kill them. They're not humans. And they're not. They're not humans. They're dead. They're already dead. Okay? But see, I might feel slightly bad about killing those people. But what I want you to know as far as leadership qualities go, the only thing that's changed as far as what I would have been 3 years ago after you tortured me for 3 years is now anybody that is cognizant of these crimes against humanity, and legislators, intel agencies, directors of intel agencies, anybody that's just cognizant of it in a position of authority that could stop these programs just like that by exposing it. The only difference between what I am now compared to 3 years ago after y'all ran me through the ringer is I would kill those people at the drop of a switch if you showed me evidence that they are without a doubt involved in the hacking of people's minds and using them as political avatars. You can put me in a room with them, show me the scrolls, show me the video, give me the bona fide facts and say there's no doubt about it, this person knew that this was going on and was involved in it, whether they were involved in it or not. Let's just say the FBI knew that they knew about it, and they do. Director Ray knows about this because I've sent you all of this information. The CIA knows about it. The NSA knows about it. Every director of every agency in the country is a fucking transhumanist that's involved in hacking the public's minds to create human 2.0 without their knowledge or consent, which is basically murder. Okay. Now, what has changed from 3 years ago to right now is you can put anybody that just even knew about it in a room with me after you proved to me that these people were involved in that or just knew about it. I'd kill them. I'd cut their fucking throat and watch them bleed out, literally. That's exactly what's changed over the 3 years after you ran me through the ringer. I wouldn't sleep. I wouldn't lose a wink of sleep at night. I wouldn't worry about it in the least because you hacked my family's mind. You hacked Americans' minds. You hacked the entire world's minds using vaccinations. And I don't know what you were spraying out of them chemtrails, but you're spraying something out of there. Smart dust, who knows? That might be a fallacy. Aluminum and barium. The elemental code for aluminum's AI, and barium like dig a hole. Yeah, that was your underlying symbolism in that fucking scheme. That's what you're dealing with. That's how evil these people are. They're not spraying aluminum and barium out of the fucking chemtrails. That's how they tell each other in their demonic cult what they're doing. They're killing you. They're spraying you like fucking cockroaches. They're spraying you with some kind of technology, aluminum, AI, nanotechnology, and then you bury them. Genocide. Nazi, right? Basically, all these people are Nazis. Okay. But see, I can't prove that for sure, but I understand the water and the underlying symbolism, so it makes you think. But what I will tell you for sure is if somebody like USOC or somebody in the Army who wasn't aware of this, because that pyramid is just the way it works, you don't tell your soldiers what's going on, right? While you're fucking genociding everybody, while you're using your soldiers to go fight in pointless wars, and then when they get back, you're murdering them with electromagnetic technology, right? Like Green Berets, like General Boudet, he didn't know any of this. He didn't have a clue. But now he's got keys to the arms room, and he's just found out that y'all are murdering his fucking veterans. What do you think he wants to do right now? The same thing I want to do. So what I'm telling you is, after you ran me through the ringer for 3 years, torturing me, ruined my life, and you wanted to make me a slave so that I could serve your fucking demonic system, this is the only leadership that's changed within me in that 3 years ago is you put me in a room with somebody that just knew about this over the last 20, 30 years, however long it's been that they've been doing it. Anybody, director of the fucking FBI, Comey, Gina Haspel, I don't care who it is, okay? The director, General Nakasone of fucking, and even his subordinates. You better hurry up and come to Walker, Texas Ranger, and get down here before you die. Because that's what's about to happen to all of you when the country finds out that you were all in on hacking our minds and turning us into fucking human 2.0 drones where we can't even think for ourselves, and the AI hacks your mind and inputs a signal to tell you what to think. That's called murder. Now that I know all of that, anybody that knew that of any position or stature, if you put me in a room with them and proved to me that they knew it and said, hey, you can kill this person, it's legal right now, I'd kill y'all. I'd chop your fucking heads off, and I'd enjoy it. Literally. That's what's changed over the last 3 years. So I want y'all to rest easy tonight thinking about that, you fucking pieces of shit. Oh, hey, Spielberg, who's a hack. This is for a movie audition. Oh, hey, DIA and Spielberg, because DIA is Spielberg's technical advisor. Since this is for a movie audition, I thought I'd point out the fact that in the last episode of Pinky and the Brain, which is the episode named Star Warners, Season 3, last episode, let's roll, right? I've already pointed this out. They said let's roll. That's what George Bush said after the guy on the plane said it. And then the aliens doing the deal with Bugs Bunny, and the plane crashes into the building. Basically, in Pinky and the Brain, it spelled out what was going to happen on 9/11 in 1993. So Osama bin Laden must be one hell of a talented fucking terrorist if he dropped the script off with Steven Spielberg so they can make a cartoon out of it. Right? You fucking hacks. Yeah, fuck all of you. You hacked me. You ruined my life. You ruined Charles Sideropoulos' life. You hacked my family's life. You hacked their minds. That is murder. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to be your puppet leader. And what I will do is, when I do become a real leader down here in Texas, Little Horn King of the South, who slays the King of the North with a dildo. It's not a dildo. It's a fucking sword. And the Texas Rangers have all of this information. When the country finds out about this and I'm a real leader, I'm going to kill all of you. There's one more thing I wanted to point out. I like Alex Jones, considering the alternative. And don't get me wrong, Alex puts all the information out there that you need. But he leaves out a whole lot of information, right? Which is suspect, because he did come from a CIA family. But what I wanted to point out about Alex is he's a transhumanist, and he uses side talk, but he's not nearly as hacked. He's hacked, but he's like, the people in the media are dead, okay? Your mainstream media people, they're dead. They murdered them, okay, to push a narrative. It is a Nazi technology designed to basically, you own that little drone and they're going to say whatever you want them to say, and you don't make it in mainstream media unless you were murdered and put into a position, okay? All of them. All of them. Now, Alex is independent, but see, he's a CIA slave. So even though I like him, and I like the fact that he points out a whole lot of things that most people don't, which is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking you, Alex, even though you're a CIA slave. What I did want to point out is, one time in your transhumanist side talk, you said to the media, and you just got to know how to capture these things. You said, you know, media, yeah, y'all, because you know the technology. You know that they're using this technology to hack people, and that's the one thing I don't like about you, Alan, because you never mentioned that. You never mentioned that everybody in Washington's a transhumanist. You never mentioned that the entire fucking media is a transhumanist, right? Because you're part of this Illuminati cult and you're scared they're going to whack you. Well, I'm not scared to die, so I'll do all the talking for you there, Alex. But what you said is, yeah, after I sent you all those emails and you realized, holy shit, this guy's legit, right? Well, you said, you know, media, you finally you're going to keep digging, and you're going to keep digging with that technology that hacks people's minds, and basically it maps out other dimensions within their mind, right? Because like you said, which is true, Alex, there's different layers of this onion, which are different layers of dimensions, right? So when you get into somebody's mind who was abducted in a field named Buck and Adeline back when they were a kid, well, that might be the fallen one. And you said to the T, Alex, that you're going to finally get down to Satan one day, media, right? And you're going to spirit cook him and torture him and try to make him a puppet leader. You said all of that without saying it. You said it in the transhumanist side talk. And I caught that, Alex. Well, you know, it wasn't really Satan, it was Raw, right? So they get down to Raw, right? And Pinky and the Brain, all this is spot on. It's dead ass accurate, okay? So yeah, y'all finally got down to Raw, who isn't going to buy the fact that this technology is some sort of alien force. No, it's man-made, okay? The government played y'all like a fiddle. that make you believe that this is some sort of spiritual alien technology. It's not, okay? It's electromagnetic technology that hacked your fucking mind. It hacks your DNA. It's nanotechnology. And like I said earlier, you can't convince an alien that aliens are hacking him, all right? Because I had that Buck and Adeline technology, and whenever I was a kid, when I ate cinnamon, it used to make my lips swell up, and your technology isn't that capable. And those migraines that I lied about when I joined the Army was something that's real, okay? I didn't start getting those migraines until after I had that experience out in Buck and Adeline's field, okay? So, all of you dumb fucks that are sitting there looking like a fool right now, thinking that some sort of spiritual entity hacked you, no, it wasn't. It was the CIA. It was the NSA. It was the government that hacked you. It's not spiritual at all. You're all fucking slaves to the government. You're fucking idiots, okay? And if you keep taking this shit from them after they hacked you and turned you into a slave, you're even bigger idiots than I think you are. And that's the kind of person that I was just talking about. At the end of the day, I'll cut your fucking heads off because you're not human. Right? There's no soul in there. It's not murder. It's not even killing anything. It's like it's like putting a cell phone in a skeet shooter and saying pull and shooting it with a shotgun. All right, literally. So get your fucking technology out of my life, government, and die. Oh, by the way, Tulsi Gabbard is Raw's queen. Tulsi 2020. Anybody in a position of authority right now after everything that I just said, and you just probably were informed of information that you didn't have before, who isn't mad that the government, other agencies in this government, like the CIA and the NSA, hacked your mind and turned you into an avatar, then you're dead to me. I mean, you're not a human. Why would you not be mad about that? How could you not possibly be mad about the fact that somebody decided that they were in a position of power to play God over your mind? See, that means you're not human. That means you're already dead to me. You see what I'm getting at here? So any of you that this is striking a chord with you now that you know that the government hacked your mind and that's nothing spiritual going on at all, you're basically just electromagnetic slaves to the system, well, now would be a good time to speak up for yourselves. Oh, and another, by the way, Elon Musk, all of this Neuralink and everything he's putting together, he might be serious about that, but the most important thing about what Elon's been doing, Muskrat love, right, is exposing the fact that you're hacking our minds, right? Everything he's doing is hyperbole for what they've been doing to us for years, okay? So be prepared for that, because he's got all the dirt now, everything he needs to annihilate all of you, literally. You may also remember Martin Luther King. Yeah, he was a Lockheed Martin Negro. Okay, no racism there. I'll call myself a Negro too, because I'm a Lockheed Martin Negro myself. See, they only pick out like these select few, right, to free people from slavery every time, literally. So that would be the Boyd Bushman meets E.T., right? They don't really enslave them. They just leech data out of their head because they're a cosmic satellite. Just their mind is the different onion layers and the dimensions in their mind. So Lockheed Martin takes that data and then extrapolates it and uses it to forecast future events or put together patents, like Boyd Bushman and E.T. YouTube that, okay? And the second remote, Dr. Teller, right? See where I'm going with this? So who do you think the alien is, right? Like Alex Jones said, you're going to finally get down to Satan, the fallen one. Well, it could be Ra too, right? So a lot of people don't even realize that the pyramids have 8 sides to them, and the only way that you can see that is from the air. What's that tell you? They didn't even realize that until they had airplanes. Okay. It was all black because we came from Iraq. That's true. We were actually all black. Remember when Biden the other day said that a black man invented the light bulb? Well, there's actually depictions of a light bulb on the pyramids and different Egyptian tablets and things of that nature. So yeah, we were all black back in the days of Iraq. So anybody that has a racial, they allow racial tension to get into their mind, just remember that. At one time we were all black. And then there were gaps, right, and things of that. I've covered that in other videos. But as far as Joe Biden goes, he was accurate. I think Raw might have hacked his mind for just a second there to tell the world that actually a black man did invent the light bulb. But you got to actually YouTube or Google Egypt and light bulb, and it'll show you a depiction of a light bulb on stone tablet. So Biden was right about something for once, and nobody really caught on to what he meant there. Edison invented the light bulb in current times, but back then they had a light bulb too, and they had the Baghdad battery, which was black people from Iraq, right? Yeah. See how that goes there? So just anybody that's letting these racial tensions get into your head right now as they divide and conquer and pit us against each other so they can commit genocide, just remember we all came from the country Iraq, which wasn't a country back in the day, but that's where humanity evolved from, and the white people went to areas where there was less sun, so the pigment in their skin evolved out of their skin, right? The melanin did, right? But originally, where we all came from was Iraq, and we were all black. So, yeah, that's something they should teach in school, but they don't, because they don't want people to know that, because they use race to divide us. Something to think about.